Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another installment of Show to Be with Mike G, the show of life, the show of tequila, the show of Hacienda Patrón. So this is a chat I've been waiting to put out for some time, as I was in Tequila talking to Maestro Tequilero David Rodriguez from Patrón. And I want to just detail a little bit about the trip. First thing is, I'm putting this episode out because I love content. I love interviews. I'm not getting paid for this. Sometimes there's tequila in the mix, but I love these personalities, and David is someone I met in Austin, and it was great to be in his turf talking about his life. The trip was quite incredible. The Hacienda, those rooms are spectacular, and as I think sometimes growing up as a relatively poor kid with a single mom, some things are just too good for me, I know I should own it, but the suites were beautiful. The wildlife, the birds, everything on the campus there, or the Hacienda, was beautiful. The facilities themselves, great, clean. We saw roller mill style and tahona style productions. Everything was good. And the thing that I think was most important takeaway for me is not the process. I mean, most of the ways that people make tequila is relatively similar. There's a couple of things that I did pick up on that, if you ever want to talk about it in person, it's quite interesting in terms of production. This has nothing to do with additives or any of that shit. But the high proof off distill versions of each of these different types of distilling and different types of production were incredible. And that's the thing that the main piece I stepped away from, despite the quality of the product itself. It's that for the sake of consistency, you kind of lose the edge sometimes. That high-proof stuff captures the agave so much more, captures the production so much more vibrantly. But of course, you have to proof this thing down to 40% ABV and keep it consistent for the entire globe. So a little bit of the shimmer and the detail is lost there. So people talk crap about Patrón, fine. It's a big one. It's easier to talk crap about the big boys. But I had a great time, and I was on the influencer trip, which I thought was kind of funny, because I'm not a bartender per se. I distill here, and I've got products I import, so I'm not actually legally allowed to bartend in Texas. But you know what? I'll take it. An influencer, if someone else says it, maybe it's true. I would never say that for myself. So without further ado, I hope you all enjoy this great chat with Maestro Tequilero from Tequila Patrón, David Rodriguez.
Well, in my experience, for example, any project, because I receive a feedback from the salespeople, marketing, hey, we need to, I don't know if you have in mind this type of product, because, for example, a silver tequila, for example, but the purpose is for this silver tequila to take the notes of the agave more like earth, something like this, spice or something like, okay. But first, I need to, that you see our process.
Yeah.
How, according with the feedback that I receive, how we put more attention about, okay, your request is to have more earthy flavor, spicy, everything, how we can do that. First, obviously, Tajona's process is the area to permit that process. When I have in mind, okay, let's start with the. Sometimes I talking about we have our own yeast, right? But I have some different strain of yeast
Of course. Yeah.
to see what kind of flavor produce that.
Mhm.
This is another, you know,
You're very detailed when you think about it?
yes,
Many options, what kinds of
exactly,
tweaks? can you-
exactly. First, I need to think what is the microorganism to produce a specific flavor because we have different yeast. And then in the current yeast for our Patron tequila
Yeah.
is one, but I have some.
Where do you have a lab?
No, we at the beginning we isolate our yeast in our lab, but I asked for Laleman company that they have so many yeast from different
Organisms,
products,
regions, and all of that, right? French
exactly,
stuff, Mexican stuff. Yeah.
That's why when somebody say, okay, I would like to have the sensation like I don't know what wine or whiskey or something like this.
Yeah.
That's why first is okay. If I don't have in our because we have in the lab a special area in fridge our different yeast that we maintain for any case. This is the first thing.
Yeah.
Second, if I don't have this in our store, I need to ask for Laleman. Hey, do you have a champagne yeast, for example? Do you have a
DD15 was one of the big ones?
Yes,
Yeah, right.
that's why they send me some samples, and the first is to run tests in the lab scale,
Okay.
and then to identify the aromas. And then, okay, the request is this, but I know that this yeast can produce that flavors.
Right.
That's why this is the one method that we need to start at the beginning.
Is it because one of the things today when we were looking at the process and you were talking about the bagazo or the vinyasa that was turned into soil after 5 months, which is an incredible process. But I saw you light up because I felt like maybe you as a biologist,
I am a biologist.
that this was the exact project, the exact thing that you wanted to achieve. So as a biologist, you're very detailed, scientific method.
Exactly.
Do you find yourself to be a creative person too? Because sometimes scientists, as we know, they're very, very orderly, but maybe not the most creative people. Do you think you are creative?
Yes, but my background, I am not started in the tequila industry. I started in my first job was in the research center.
Oh, really?
Yes,
In Guadalajara?
in Guadalajara to work with yeast to produce alcohol for specific companies. And that's why at that time we have so many strain of yeast, bacteria, and everything to produce any product.
So this week I heard a thing, and just didn't tell me, but there was a company that had one of the largest collections of yeasts in history called Seagram's.
Yes.
Were you working for Seagram's?
No.
No, okay.
No, I heard that because Francisco Alcaraz, a last master distiller, told me about that.
Yeah, one of the biggest collections of yeast on the planet, which is interesting. So doing the research, did you ever want to teach? Did you want to be in academia, teach at college for biology?
Well, first, right now in the company, it's not easy to, to have some different activities. First, our focus is in our tequila process.
Sure.
But
even before Patron, was that something that you desired to do?
No.
No.
I sometimes when when we receive a request from the research center in Guadalajara or the Universidad de Guadalajara University to, hey, we have a course about the yeast,
Right.
especially how the industry, the tequila industry use the yeast. That's why there are sometimes to go there to see and teach how we produce our tequilas and everything. But it's not regular, not so many times.
Interesting.
Yes.
After the lab work, working with the yeast, and was that after you'd finished school, or was that during college, where you worked in the labs?
No, I worked in the school, in the labs,
Okay.
and then moved to the research centers. It was my first job.
Because tequila, of course, is the biggest industry in Mexico. Did you ever see yourself going in that path, or did you want to do more lab work, maybe more research, maybe more writing?
Yes, in this time, as a master distiller role, we need to develop a new scientific method for develop new strains, new method to produce, to make some innovation. You know, that's their purpose. For example, I remember when we have the product El Cielo.
Oh, yeah.
El Cielo.
Which we're drinking now, actually.
Yes. El Cielo is for distillation. In the Prestige line, nobody has for distillation. When somebody told me, hey, for Cielo, when you taste El Cielo, so many people imagine, oh, it was for distillation. It's like a vodka, but it's not.
It's got a lot of body. Yeah.
Yes, a lot of body. A little, in my opinion, is sweet, so smooth, and not necessary. If you distill 4 times or 5 times, you produce like a neutral spirit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, like a vodka, of course.
Exactly. That's why when we have that project is okay. Let's try with our special equipment, because as you see in Casa Patrón, in Hacienda, the size of the pot still is different.
Right, yes.
And then we try for each one of the process, you know, because it's when you produce the most, okay, I have the most, what happened if I distill in this pot still?
Yeah, right.
Because it's so important, the design. Obviously, all of them are copper steel, yes, but the design is different. That's why produce different components. And then we need to play with that pot still.
That ability to work with different flavors and different stills, because we both, I'm not comparing myself to you, but I've distilled a long time too, and there's something about it. Is it something that you still are very excited about, that you can maybe get a different flavor with the same stills, with a different process?
Yes, that's the idea. How with our equipment produce different flavor. Because we have a very good challenge. For example, I mentioned in our when we walk around our distillery, we use 3 ingredients. In the tequila industry, it's possible to add avocantes or additives to increase the flavors and everything.
Accessibility.
Yes. Yeah. To be more smooth with glycerin. But now I need to be challenged with our equipment, with our 3 ingredients, how to produce smooth tequilas, how to produce sweet tequilas, how to produce the natural products, but only with their equipment. And that's it.
That's a nice kind of challenge, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, it's like, David, I'm going to give you 3 ingredients to make dinner. And you find a way to bring those things together. You know, you had a long career. How long were you with the CRT?
I started in the CRT in 1994.
94.
I'm finished in 1998.
Was
4
that,
years. 4 years.
Which is a good step.
Yes, for me, the CRT was an amazing school, because at that time I visited the whole distillery. At that time was 60 distillery only. Now more than, close to 200.
Were you the guy that they sent out to do tests and look at the equipment and all of that?
No, but my role as a supervisor to see the quality and everything, it was to check everything, not to play with their equipment, you know?
Just to observe?
Observe and say, okay, according with the regulation, it's done. Use the agave, blue variety, Weber, okay, came from the fields, register, etc., and continue with the process. That's my school. And how my first time when I went to the distillery, I in my mind was I would like to be here, not to check the quality, you know. I would like
Tell me
to.
why. I agree, but why? What did you feel at the distillery? Is it that you wanted to play? That you wanted to create?
Yes. Because only the aromas, the flavor, the people, how to. It's easy when in the war with somebody say tequila, immediately is Mexico.
Yeah.
And then our culture, Mexico is tequila. Tequila is Mexico.
Right.
That's why for me, when my first time in tequila industry, when I was a supervisor for the CRT, in my mind was, I would like to work in with this to make this product because represent Mexico, represent our culture, and how improve. Because you ask for the people 50 years ago, how many people tried tequila? A few. In Mexico also. Why? Because at that time, the tequila was so strong, so difficult to drink. And now, with the natural techniques, with the ingredients, with the equipments, we have an evolution in our flavors as a tequila. The aromas and the tequila are the same, but with the techniques like a filtration, because it's so easy. When we're talking about when we distill high proof, you can find more astringent products.
Right, acetone and
It's the acetone, some chemical components that, what's happened? That's how we to play with the times of distillation, the percentage alcohol or proof. If all those things, I learn a lot when we check the quality, because it's funny. I was in charge of the unit called verificación especial.
Okay.
Special verification are the team to check the quality 24 hours.
Oh, really?
7 days. Because we are a team, I was the leader to check, for example, in any company, to visit, to confirm if they produce according with the regulation. But at that time, we need to, obviously, to walk around all the time to see the process and everything.
And you smell
everything.
The whole thing?
Yes.
And without specifics to a company, when you did that, when you looked at the process, and because you understand science, did you start to see things that people did that you didn't agree with, that you could consider shortcuts, or things that you could say to yourself, if I was going to make tequila, I would do it differently? Did you notice those kinds of things as a supervisor?
Yes. Well, as a supervisor, you need to check all the tequila produce according with the regulation. For example, right now we have two categories. One is the tequila 100% agave, and the other is tequila. If the people to claim in the labels tequila, they need to, according with the regulations, 51% sugar came from agave, 94% sugar came from other sources.
Right.
And our job was to see if they put 51% sugar from agave, because it's so easy.
Yes.
Imagine if the cost of the agave is, for example, 5 pesos kilogram, and the sugar is 3 pesos, it's more easy to add sugar cane.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Did you see that a lot? That people were adding the sugars but didn't say they were adding the sugars?
Well, we have one time distillery to the blend. It was the opposite: 94 agave, 51 sugar cane.
Okay.
For that reason, our role as they said, hey, this batch that you produce, it was according with the rule. That's why you need to claim tequila for this liquid. We need to separate this production, and then the production, the owner, they need to sell this
as
a distill, agave distill, no as a tequila.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea. Also, to check the avocantes to see if they put in the correct concentration of the.
What is because this is just being a guy who likes distilleries, and we were hanging out this afternoon. Is there an easy way to go and check, or do you have to get the sample, take it back to the CRT lab in this case?
At that time, 30 years ago, we don't have definitely the technology to see what's exactly happened. Now with the current equipment, because I saw one study especially for Patron, so simple. There is a radioactive carbono 14.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, to identify if the sugar used to produce. It's so easy.
No way, really?
In the store, you take the bottle, okay, put it in the lab, take some samples, put it in the equipment, and the equipment identify if the alcohols in this came from a sugar
Sucrose
from agave.
versus fructose? Really?
Yes. Right now, this is the technology to see. In our case, we have the study. Let me share in a simple way this. This area is for the sugar from corn. This area is for agave. This is for the sugar cane.
Is it infrared or a light? Is it light or is it a weight?
No, it's a light.
Lights. Okay.
And then our tequilas all the time is in this area. But the lab showed me, look at this. There are some tequilas that they claim tequila 100% appear in the core and the sugar cane area.
Interesting.
The plant.
Yes.
That's why it's so interesting to see, okay, 30 years ago, we don't have this technology, but now it's possible to identify what kind of sugar you use to produce this tequila if really is authentic 100% agave.
I think that's incredible. And again, one of the things that the people can't see because it's just audio, right, is I can tell when you're passionate, anybody, but I can specifically tell when you're passionate about something. And then the way that you talk about process and the way that we were talking about compost earlier, so passionate, so excited about it. And so what I want to ask you is, the last time I saw you again in Austin, that was in a more of an educational role, not a lab role. Do you enjoy teaching and educating for the brand and traveling? Do you like that as much as you like being at the distillery?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, because it's for me, it's a pleasure to be in front of the people to share how we make our tequila.
The pride again?
Yes.
Because this seems like a common theme.
Exactly. Because we are so proud as a company, because, in our, all the employees, we call it primos.
Ah, yeah.
Primos is we are a family.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we represent our family here in for any when I in Europe, in China, and I remember when I some community of tequila producer went to China.
Totally different world. Right?
Yes, different world. They say the first question they say, so crazy to hear that, but this when we're talking about I am from Mexico. This is our product tequila. The first question, where is Mexico? Where is Mexico? Is in America? Is in where?
Yeah.
Africa?
Yeah.
That's the my
That's
God.
incredible, actually.
Yeah. But yes, I like to represent my brand in the world. I like to transmit the passion that how we make our tequila with the traditional handcraft, hand way. Yes, the how we transport the the aroma soil, because you know when you taste some wine, for example, you immediately connect with the terroir, because the terroir is amazing. And also when I talking about, hey, there are so many tequila brands, more than 2,000. Why are different? Because there are ingredients, there are equipments, there are methods, so many combination. The only the method with the postil that you identify immediately, that's the difference. But how we take all this information to transmit for the people, not only for foreigners, for our citizens, to see, hey, this is the aromas of Mexico.
And I love that because it briefly, the United States is everything's different. Every state's different. There is no American culture. There's no American spirit, maybe besides bourbon. It's just a little bit of a challenge for us. We're very fractured, as I'm sure you know. One of the things that I always ask people that are highly creative, that are in roles where they're really making a difference and they're doing new things with spirits specifically. What keeps you inspired outside of work? Is it the kids? Is it apparently you have these fast vehicles that you're driving out in nature? What is something you can always go to if you're confused about what to do next? What helps you get clarity?
Well, in my experience, when I saw the evolution that tequila has, I said the same, how with our philosophy as a company to use these ingredients, how is, or this is for to make tequila silver, right? But sometimes it's okay. What happened if we finish the tequila in special barrels or something like this? But the main purpose is my inspiration for to make the next launch is, okay, I need receive the feedback from the marketing team. This is the first one. When this information, how it put ideas. Or the another, I remember Francisco Alcaraz, our first master distiller, to see, I hear something, but I try to materialize that idea in the spirit. For that reason, he was so insist every time in the he said, how we maintain the aromas as a tequila, but the people identify and compare with the another distillates in the world
Right.
with the good quality. That's the one of the main idea that I agree with that. How the tequila, because in US the tequila every time is increased the consumption. Right now, in US the consumption the biggest consumer are whiskeys and vodka,
Right,
vodka whiskey, and now the tequila the trend is in a good shape, but how in our job how put more
Innovation.
innovation in our products, but also maintain the same quality. But that you see in the process right now, we started 20 years ago with the same process, with the same yeast. We spent the 7 days to transport this sugar in tequila. This is consistency. This is another opportunity.
Is that something that is very important to you?
Exactly. The consistency in our product. Let me tell you for why. Sometimes when I taste a tequila, the smell, the sensation is so good. Unfortunately, maybe 1 year or a little more, when I taste again, I say, oh my God, this is not the tequila that I tasted last year, for example, or a few months. One of the purpose with this innovation first and maintain our core brands is the consistency. It is so important for our team, for myself, how maintain this legacy as an consistency to identify immediately. Let me tell you a very anecdote that I had in my career in the CRT. When I was in any distillery, I remember the aromas and the odors in the tequila are different. If I put something in my ace, it put me in a distillery, immediately with myself identify where I am.
Do you have a strong sense of smell above other senses?
Yes. Why? Because I say, this is a smell immediately like this factory or this factory.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's the experience, the how to work, how to identify with recognize that obviously with my memory, but all those things give me a good opportunity. These tools, for my job.
I love this. And in 2020, you became the master distiller here at Patrón.
Yes.
I never had the chance, even though many of the Patrón folks are good friends, and David, Alan, and stuff, a really good friend of mine. For those of us who didn't have the opportunity to meet Francisco, what was it like working with Francisco?
Oh, first, it was a gentleman. It was a gentleman because how respect the people for different levels. Sorry, because with our employees, with our bosses, for everything, every time respect the people.
Would you say he was kind?
So kind.
Yeah.
So kind. He loves his job.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. So I remember that sentence that he said, David, the barrel warehouse is my chapel. Immediately say, I identify when, unfortunately, Francisco had all the time sick for any reason, because he was a survivor of cancer.
What kind of cancer, do you know?
In his stomach cancer. And then when I remember the first time when him by me, I need to drop all the time, but I saw Francisco all the time in this position to say, I asked him, Francisco, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay, but in Hacienda, the pain disappear. You move, please, David. And then when we come here, immediately Francisco, breathe. Let's start.
Yeah.
And then when we go back to Guadalajara, same thing with pain and everything. Say, Francisco, are you okay? You are desperate to say, hey, Francisco, what's going on? But the passion that he has for his job, I really learned a lot. First, as a person. Second, a technical guy, because he had more than 50 years in the tequila industry.
That's incredible.
And that's why all the life, he knows so many things. He teach me a lot. And also, when so very curious thing. One day, he told me, hey, David, please test this and describe me, please, in the paper, what do you smell, everything, smell and taste. Okay. Because I had my notes here, but let me.
He didn't want you to look at it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, I need your opinion. Okay. When we finish, I pass to the Francisco, immediately laugh. Why, Francisco? I am bad, or what's happened? No, take my notes. Almost the same.
Oh, that's good then. That's great.
Yes.
Did you all, again, because I think about bands a lot, musical artists, and they create great work, but maybe because of friction sometimes. Did you have a similar style of working like Francisco did? Were you analytical in the same ways? Did you have different things you disagreed on?
Sometimes we have no discussion, but a conversation, but never in bad way, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, hey, Francisco, I suggest to do that. No, David, let me continue with that. Okay, try. Why not try to see the difference? And that's okay. But all the time we have a very good communication.
Yeah.
And all the time with respect.
Yeah.
Francisco, so kind guy. And also, he loves to not only to smell the glass and everything, also to read.
Really?
Yes, to read so many books and everything, because I remember him by me one time at his home. I love books, but for me, what's surprised to say, hey, Francisco, all this kind of book. Why? Because so scientific guy. It's not only for because he was a chemical engineer. Obviously, the area for chemical engineer and everything, but also different literature for different areas. And that's why he loves to, because he said, I enjoy to read. My passion is my job, but I increase my knowledge in different
curiosity.
Yes. But he has the strong position as a scientific method.
Which is why I asked you specifically, because I've had a feeling as engineers, a biologist.
Exactly. That's why I remember one time also, David, can you please tell me the Krebs cycle? Krebs cycle,
yeah,
you know?
Krebs cycle, yeah.
And show me how but why you ask me that?
Yeah.
Please, remember me because I forget it. That is not true. He tried to,
Yeah.
to put me a special job
Yeah.
to describe that.
It sounds like you both worked in similar ways.
Yes.
Which did that make you feel ready to take on the role in 2020?
Yes. Well, at the first time when Francisco said, the first time, David, let me tell you, I have to. My retire is maybe in a few months. If our bosses ask me for who is the next one, obviously, David, you please.
Was it was health related, wasn't it, at that point?
Yes.
Oh.
And then, and Francisco, not only for retire, for the healthy situation, because sometimes Francisco is so tired, sometimes no, he couldn't sleep well some nights and something like this. But at the end, Francisco said, "No, it's my time to my retire."
Yeah.
For me, it's a pleasure that you continue with this beautiful adventure. Mr. Francisco, I am so happy. First for you, that you need to
Finally get some rest, maybe.
rest with your family, especially for you, your time. But I'm so happy to continue with the job that you started, because he started this journey 35 years ago.
Yeah, and you're really the first baton being passed. You're the second true chapter
Yes,
of Patron.
exactly.
Is that a lot of pressure for you?
At the beginning, yes, because at that time, my first position in Patron, almost 22 years ago, was production manager, and then moved to the production director, and the last one, general manager. General manager and master del Cedar together
Seems like a lot.
was a lot.
Seems like a whole lot.
And then when you said, "Oi, what happened with you when you received you are okay with the master distiller?" We don't have too many options, because we need to maintain the operation as a general manager, but we need to continue with the consistency I mentioned with our product.
Yeah. So you felt probably that you had to do it.
Yes.
To continue.
Exactly.
The consistency. Something I didn't know, and I got just a couple more questions for you before you head back to Guadalajara. A lot of people, and I don't know how many interviews you do. I love interviewing people, and I go all around the world to talk and learn about their stories and all of that. But there's a topic that's been coming up pretty regularly, and that is the additive-free. If there was ever a movement in tequila, it is about additive-free. I have my thoughts about it, but talking to David Allen a little bit about it, he gave me some really great understanding of it. With all of your years as someone in tequila, worked for CRT, is this a cause for you to say that Abocante it's not the way that tequila should be?
Well, first, if we are focused in the regulation, the regulation said we can use
that 1%,
Abocantes.
Right? Yeah,
that's fine. Right now, there are so many tequila producers who use Abocantes. This is not bad, but the point here is they follow the rules. That's that. That's why I said it's not bad. But in our philosophy as a Patron brand, we use those ingredients. The only when now it's so easy to see in labels or something to claim additive-free. But the only focus that we have as a company is okay, we know that the people, the tequila producer can use abocantes, additives. It's fine.
Yeah.
But our claim is, I am not use it. That's it. I okay with you use, but the point here is I am not use additives. That's why I need to say to the people, hey, the regulation permit that, it's fine. But in our position, we think that with these natural ingredients is enough to obtain the natural flavors of tequila in silver. If we age the product silver, we get reposados añejos and extrañejos, but the natural flavors came from the barrels.
Right.
That's it. That's the I told about additive free. What's mean for in this time, especially in this time. For now, some companies say, no. Why Patron said the additive free is bad? No, I never said that. We never said that the additive free is bad. We said that we don't use it. That's it. You use, it's fine.
Here's it's something I never thought about, but especially when you were talking about your pride for Mexico or your pride for tequila. It's a tough question, but are you proud to say that people use additives? Is that the way that, I know it's not the way that you do it and the way that you want to do it, but given that's within the legal, requirements that people can do it, is that something to be proud about in tequila, you think?
Well, imagine this. Our brand is a big brand. Yeah. It's not a small brand.
If I recall, I think you said it was #1, didn't you?
Yes. It's in the U.S.
Yeah.
In 100% tequila. Yeah. We are so close with our competitors. But now, what happened if we are focused to say we are additive free? What is the play? What is the game? Sorry, about that. It's because we use the only 3 ingredients, the traditional process. We don't request additive to give the flavors to the tequila, because the tequila has a beautiful flavors.
Well, and when you talked about cielo, right?
Yes.
Finding other ways to get the flavors that you can probably see, I imagine you feel very proud that you were able to make those flavors with very limited resources, 3 different distillation methods.
Yes. But now there are some small brands that claim the same thing.
Yeah.
Additive free. If you see, the bottles are with this sentence are the traditional process also. If you see.
Yeah, of course.
You visit our distillery. We don't have the equipments as a diffuser, as an autoclave, as a column still, because we don't have against that. Let me clarify this. We are not against that.
Sure.
We are so proud to maintain
what you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And associated with the traditional method 100 years ago. For example, 100 years ago, nobody used the column steel to make tequila.
Yeah, right.
Now it is possible. It's fine. That's good. But we are so proud to maintain the traditional process in the tequila.
I love it. And
that's the idea.
That's the thing. And this is one question I really wanted to ask you, because because I've interviewed Roberto and Andrew and David and stuff. This some time ago with David. But why do you, you're aware, I imagine, at least in the United States, how people, for lack of a better word, talk shit about Patron. You're aware of this, right?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
That's well. First, they don't know. They know exactly how we produce that our product.
Yeah.
First, because let me tell you, it's not only in U.S.
Is it global?
In Mexico,
Oh.
the people said no. The tequila Patron, it's a gringo tequila.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
I was there. I really don't think so.
Come on.
Yeah.
According with the regulation, to claim tequila needs to be produced in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
If it's a category 100%, need to bottle in Mexico because the tequila is necessary to produce in Mexico, but you can send in bulk for United States and bottling there. That is, according to rule, is fine. But now we have our position A.
Number one. Yeah.
Yes, this is the number one position that we need to be very, very consistency. I mentioned consistency, the legacy that we have with the our story, how to recover the natural flavor from the agave. That's our purpose.
I bet you feel because there's always, to use this phrase, I think it's an American phrase. There's always a target on your back when you're the biggest. People criticize you more. And what I'm sensing and understanding is that because of that pressure, you only want to make sure it's even more consistent, that the tequila is more consistent and that it's more natural. It's a hard place to be. You're the biggest,
Yes.
And you have to treat that with Spider-Man, right? Like you have greater responsibilities. And
Yes.
you have greater circumstances.
But for another way, why we have a lot of consumers? Happy to the people have different choices, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's good, Patron, but I prefer this tequila. It's fine.
Yeah.
Why?
Sure.
Because it's my palate.
Yes. Your choice.
Your choice. That's it.
Yeah.
But we continues with our philosophy to recreate the old tequila style now, and with only three ingredients.
Yeah.
We know that so many people, hey, no, Patron is, because they don't know exactly what's happened behind this wall.
And because I've got a distillery and you're I know what these pipes mean. I know where they're going, right? And that's the thing.
Another point, look at this. It's so simple. I am master distiller. I have the experience, but the people, when they taste a tequila, reposado o añejo tequila, they smell this. It smells a caramel, vanilla, sweet, and everything. When you taste, it's the same thing. I know to get these aromas and taste is not in the they request something add
right
to give those flavors.
It's a changing profile, the way that people want the tequila to taste, and that's an interesting point as tastes change. But I got one question left for you before you head back, being mindful of time. You prefer movies or music? That's not the question behind you. The next question, I'll apologize.
I love music.
Okay.
Different style, like as a classic,
Uh-huh.
to mariachi, to banda, to Beatles, everything. I like to hear how the people transmit the feelings.
Yes.
You know?
I love it. Yeah.
Yes. I love, when you ask me, what is your favorite tequila?
Yeah.
I prefer the silver tequila. Silver tequila for me, in any company, immediately I feel the agave, the style of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Also to feel, to receive the sensation, the taste of the agave. That's
Perfect.
the
I'm with you. And maybe we listen to some Beatles soon. Yeah, I'm always a fan. But David, I'm glad we got to do this finally.
no, it's a pleasure.
Can't believe it happened and that we had the mics and everything. It's been a pleasure spending time with you, both at the distillery and here at the Copper Bar at Patron. So, salute. I hope to see you soon. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. Drive safe.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, there you have it, live from the Copper Bar at Hacienda Patrón. David Rodriguez talking about his life, talking about distillation. And it was a really great experience. There's some amazing distillates behind that bar, Copper Bar. And I am so grateful that Roberto Nunez is a friend. And he's the one that got me on the trip along with Andrew Kranz and David Allen, or David Allen as we call him here in Texas. Really a good crew over there. And, you know, I see people talking crap about big brands. They're alluding to there being artificial additives and stuff in this. I was at 2 different facilities, and believe me, if you're ever on a tour with me, I'm going to ask every conceivable question. I can tell you how they treat the fermenters. I asked this, and like how they control pH and all of that. And so whatever kind of implied... I see this conversation a lot. People implying that Patron uses additives. Honestly, 1, I don't care, but 2... completely unfounded. And I'm not getting paid to say this, but I was there. I investigated the whole place. They even told me some things they weren't supposed to tell me. So I'm grateful for the team at Patron. That experience was really incredible. And one of the things too is I didn't have a confirmed interview with David. Now I try to get, before I travel, I try to get all my equipment in my bag, right? Like I'm taking microphones, taking a computer, all this. Didn't happen. So I got last minute confirmation that I just had this interview. So lo and behold, the influencer trip, the influencer himself, Lucas Assis, had these microphones. So what I think is also funny is I don't like the way these microphones sound. I'm very picky, and that's why I take my own equipment. But Lucas came through for me, and it all worked out. Great trip, great products, and an experience I won't soon forget. Thanks to everybody at Team Patron. And thank you for listening to Show to V with Mike G. Whether or not you just found out that Orange Cream Coca-Cola is being discontinued and everybody is stealing the remaining cases in a frenzy off the grocery store shelves, or if you're thinking, I don't know what April has in store, but the weather's been good so far, please keep dancing.